10 must-know facts about the ancient city of Petra. Once a thriving epicenter of Arabian trade, Petra is now a city frozen in time, trapped between towering sandstone cliffs and the shifting sands of the desert. From the site where Moses brought forth miraculous waters to a buried majestic city, and now a new wonder of the world, we will reveal 10 jaw-dropping facts about this mysterious city. Number 10. The rise of a great city. King Aretas IV, the powerful ruler of the Nabataeans, is carried through the streets in a grand procession. The people of Petra have come together for an epic festival honouring Dushara, their chief god. Music fills the air as priests lead rituals in front of the impressive stone monuments, while celebrants enjoy feasts of dates, bread and wine. Colourful processions wind through the city, with offerings placed at various temples. This is what the now buried city was like under the rule of the great king Aretas IV in the 1st century AD. But the rise of this majestic city didn't start there. During the Iron Age, the Arab tribe, Nabataeans, rose to dominate the regions of Jordan and southern Palestine, Israel. They were first mentioned by name in 312 BCE during the Nabataean confrontations. Following the death of Alexander the Great, the Macedonian Antigonid dynasty sought to expand their territory and attempted to raid Nabatea 3 times. Their aim was to seize control of the bitumen industry, a valuable resource that the Nabataeans largely monopolised. Bitumen was especially important to the Egyptians, as it was used in the process of mummification. That the Antigonids were willing to invest in a costly invasion highlights the massive wealth and influence the Nabataeans had already attained by this period. The Nabataeans' growing reputation as rich and sophisticated people indicates they were mastering the trade networks that would eventually secure their influence over the flow of precious spices and incense across crucial trade routes. Around this time, the kingdom of Nabatea was likely established. Their wealth, coupled with the strength of their skilled Arab warriors, allowed them to build the majestic ancient city of Petra, a marvel of stone-carved architecture that would become a symbol of their dominance and prosperity. Number 9. Handcrafted city. Just south of Amman, the capital of Jordan, the landscape transforms dramatically into a sprawling desert, first rocky, then giving way to endless stretches of sand. But before you hit that arid stretch, there's an unexpected gem tucked away in the rugged landscape, Petra, a city that's been hidden for centuries. Dating back roughly 2,000 years, Petra was once the thriving capital of the Nabataean kingdom, a powerful civilization that dominated much of modern-day Jordan from the 3rd century BC to the 1st century AD. This remarkable stone city, hand-carved intricately into the rose-red sandstone cliffs, offers a fascinating glimpse into an ancient world. With its towering pillars, elaborate monuments and mysterious caves, Petra is often hailed as one of the most stunning sights in the Middle East, sprawling over 100 square miles, 4 times the size of Manhattan. Petra is more than just a visual marvel. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Its allure extends beyond its breathtaking beauty, as it also showcases the ingenuity of the Nabataeans. In a region once deemed unlivable, these ancient people developed extraordinary water management techniques that transformed the barren landscape into a thriving metropolis. Number 8. Miraculous desert water. Before the Nabataeans jumped into long-distance trade and military adventures, they first had to tackle the tough landscape they called home. The rocky terrain and desert climate weren't exactly welcoming, but they managed to turn those canyons and gullies into lively streets and thoroughfares. It was no small feat. It led to the rise of one of the most extraordinary civilizations in history. The Nabataeans' greatest accomplishment was probably their system of water management. They engineered systems to harness flash floods, carving channels into sandstone to collect rainwater and guide it into massive cisterns. Dams were built to control the floods, storing water for the dry seasons. The result was nothing short of breathtaking. a green oasis in the desert, teeming with fountains, swimming pools, and lush groves. This urban miracle sustained a city of 30,000 people, many of whom were immigrants from across the region. Egyptians, Syrians, Judeans, Greeks, Romans and others flocked to Petra to experience the paradise that felt like a slice of heaven on earth. Each cultural group added its own flair, turning Petra into a cosmopolitan playground where art, architecture, and innovation thrived. While a lot of the art has found its way to museums, the pieces that are still here tell the story of a lively, multicultural city that keeps inspiring wonder. Number 7. Influence of Petra's women. The Nabataeans worshipped 3 powerful female deities: Al-Uzza, the mighty goddess, Al-Lat, the goddess of fortune and prosperity, and Manat, the goddess of fate. The people of Petra honoured them at their grand shrines and temples. Long before Islam, Al-Uzza was celebrated all across the Arabian Peninsula, and her image has been found throughout Petra, carved into small blocks of stone. For centuries, the Nabataeans used these blocks to represent their deities, often carving basic features like eyes and maybe a nose. These are known as eye idols. Archaeological finds in the temples show that women took on significant roles in the rituals, especially since the deities were female. Nabataean women were important members of society. They enjoyed more rights and freedoms than many women in Europe or the Roman world. Although the Nabataeans didn't leave behind many written records, the ones that do exist reveal fascinating insights into the power and status of women. Surprisingly, for a time at least, women seem to hold a lot of influence here. While the Nabataeans weren't a matriarchal society, the worship of these strong female deities helped create a culture where women's contributions were appreciated and recognised. Number 6. An elaborate graveyard. Petra is truly a marvel of the ancient world, and what may surprise many visitors is the sheer number of tombs and burial sites scattered throughout the city. Estimates suggest there are more than 1,000 individual tombs carved directly into Petra's rose-coloured sandstone cliffs, making it one of the largest royal tomb complexes anywhere on the planet. Many of these elaborate tombs, like the iconic Khazneh, also known as the Treasury, and the imposing monastery, were designed to serve as the final resting places for royalty and high-ranking members of Nabataean society. Their ornate facades and grand scale signify the importance placed on honouring the deceased. The tomb of Sextius Florentinus, a Roman military commander, was also found in Petra. Beyond the visual splendour of tombs like these, the sheer volume of burial sites across Petra underscores just how significant and populous this ancient city must have been. Now, let's take a look at the iconic sites in this iconic city. Before we continue, make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to stay updated with our future videos. Number 5. The iconic Khazneh. The Khazneh, often referred to as the Treasury, is believed to be the tomb of Nabataean king Aretas IV, who ruled in the 1st century BC. This magnificent temple facade, carved directly into the rose-coloured sandstone cliffs, serves as the iconic entrance to the ancient city of Petra. It is easily the most recognisable structures of the Petra city. As visitors make their way through the narrow, winding passage of the Siq, the site of this majestic monument slowly comes into view, emerging from the rock in a way that feels almost otherworldly. Towering at around 40 metres, the intricate facade is a masterpiece of craftsmanship. It features a mix of Hellenistic and Nabataean architectural styles, with Corinthian columns, friezes, and sculptures carved directly into the rose-coloured sandstone. Despite its name, Khazneh wasn't actually a treasury. The name comes from a legend that pirates hid treasure inside the urn at the top of the structure. In reality, archaeologists believe it was a tomb, possibly for one of the Nabataean kings. The grandeur of the design, with its massive scale and intricate detailing, was likely meant to demonstrate the power and wealth of the Nabataeans. What makes Khazneh even more impressive is the level of precision achieved with basic tools. The Nabataeans used simple chisels and hammers, yet the symmetry and artistic detail were flawless. Standing before it, you can't help but feel awe at both the scale and skill involved in its creation. Number 4. The Ever-Fascinating Siq. Perhaps the next most iconic architectural marvel of this long-lost civilization is the stunning entrance to Petra, known as the Siq. The Siq is the narrow, winding gorge that serves as the main entrance to the ancient city of Petra. Stretching over 1 kilometre in length, the 6 towering sandstone walls rise approximately 200 feet high on either side. As you walk through the Siq, you'll notice the intricate relief carvings, niches, and remnants of an ancient drainage system carved directly into the stone walls. These features demonstrate the Nabataeans' skilled craftsmanship and thoughtful design of this iconic passageway. At the end of the SEU, the view opens up to reveal Petra's crown jewel, the treasury. This towering temple facade, carved directly into the rock face, stands as an impressive introduction to the ancient city. Number 3. No written record. It's pretty wild that the Nabataeans, the incredible tribe who built this 2,000-year-old marvel, didn't exactly leave written records about their history. Most of what we know comes from archaeological findings and external accounts provided by ancient historians like Strabo and Pliny the Elder. These sources describe Petra as a bustling trading hub, highlighting its significance in the ancient world. Archaeological discoveries, such as pottery, tools, and inscriptions, have shed light on various aspects of Nabataean life. For instance, the presence of altars and temples indicates their polytheistic beliefs, worshipping deities like Dushara and Aluza. Additionally, the elaborate burial sites reveal complex funerary practices, showcasing their beliefs about the afterlife. Despite these insights, many elements of Nabataean society remain unclear. Number 2. The rediscovery of Petra. In 1812, Swiss explorer and geographer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt embarked on an extraordinary journey across the desert, driven by a desire to uncover the secrets of the Middle East. During his travels, he heard whispers of a mysterious ancient city called Petra, rumoured to be hidden somewhere in the deserts of Jordan. For centuries, the exact location of Petra had been a closely guarded secret from outsiders, but Burckhardt was determined to see it for himself. To prepare, he spent months in the region learning the local Arabic dialect and crafting a disguise to blend in with the locals. This careful preparation was essential for gaining access to the hidden city. After chasing down clues for months, Burckhardt made his way through a narrow, shadowy canyon and, to his surprise, stumbled upon the breathtaking ruins of Petra, more incredible than he had ever imagined. He became the first European to set eyes on Petra in over 500 years, and his vivid description of the city made headlines all over the world. The entrance to Petra boasts a stunning, intricately carved structure standing about 140 feet high and cut right from the rock. Burckhardt also talked about the people who lived there, highlighting how they blended elements of Greek and Hellenistic art and architecture with influences from Assyria in what's now Iraq. This blend of styles resulted in the incredible carved architecture that defines Petra today. Number 1. Fall of Petra. For centuries, the downfall of the ancient Nabataean city of Petra has puzzled historians. After the city's rediscovery in 1812, the prevailing theory was that shifts in major trade routes were responsible for Petra's eventual collapse. However, recent research has shed new light on the multifaceted factors that contributed to the decline of this once thriving metropolis. According to American geologist Thomas Paradise, archaeological evidence gathered through the use of GIS mapping and laser technology has revealed a pivotal event that likely marked the beginning of Petra's demise, a catastrophic flood in the 5th century CE. Paradise's findings indicate that a major flood inundated the downtown core of Petra, causing significant damage and disrupting the city's infrastructure for at least a year. While Petra's inhabitants were able to rebuild after this devastating flood, the event appears to have been a turning point for the ancient city. This flood seemed to have been the first in a series of natural disasters and economic shifts that gradually undermined Petra's prosperity. The city was never quite able to regain its former glory after this initial catastrophe. To this day, the exact reasons behind the final desolation of the ancient stone city of Petra remain shrouded in mystery. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. Now, what do you think? What other ancient marvel would you like us to cover next? Share your thoughts in the comments below and watch our other Wonders of the World videos.